card color for Magic the Gathering has 210 Final Fantasy cards.
Jesus.
Just one of the like 6 elements, and guess who's one of them?
Who?
Grahatia.
Your boyfriend?
But yeah, there's like a Grahatia Final Fantasy 14 Magic the Gathering card.
You should get it and then put it in a jar in Goont.
There is also a card called Side Quest Catch a Fish.
He ignored me.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know what to say to that.
Speaking of Goon Jars, there's also a card, like a full art card for Heidelin. It's actually a really cool card.
Olivia says she needs my help to leave this
We
place.
need to post the art from the
to
card.
get away from the Baron. She injected me with something from a fucking chimera. Claims she
You
did
can't
to save
actually
me.
use it
Says
for
I would have
combat,
died
I think.
otherwise.
It's literally just
I do feel stronger, but
the art.
not strong enough.
Oh.
But
Need to
there's
find
also
allies
2
for the
different
fight ahead.
legal cards. One which is counted as a zombie, and one that is counted as a treasure.
Yeah, I haven't played this
I don't
game
know
in like since its release, so I gotta remember what I'm doing. I wasn't
don't
far.
Really know how that works. I can summon the Knights of the Round from Heaven's Word.
Game lagging a
I
little.
can
No.
summon Heidelin, but different.
Ooh, I got the airdrop
White
finder docket.
Parsley. Some of these cards are weird. Like, I didn't know that they were gonna make cards of some of these things. There's actually 3 different types of Heidelin cards, and this one is actually really cool.
Oh, cracker. You're a cracker.
Ambrosia Whiteheart.
I'm gonna.
Oh, these are all just like different.
Rangers.
These are all just different versions of the same card.
Why did you get a pink
There's
Connor?
a second Grahatia card. It's from you.
Oh.
Yeah, from you.
Duh.
I see like 2. Oh, it's the foil version.
The goose is loose! 154.
If someone wants to buy me a really nice Christmas gift, you can buy me the foil Grahatia Magic the Gathering card. It's
I'm
like-
not
it's
gonna
probably
buy
like
you shit. Oh,
$200.
oh god, okay.
I don't know how much it is. It's $70.
Am I lagging a little? Uh-oh.
I mean, that's a really cool piece of art for him, but
Why is my shit like that?
68 for near mint foil, direct from TCG Player.
What? Why are there black bars there? This shouldn't be like that. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. I think I know. There we go. Fixed it. Choppy? How does the
No.
stream look?
Looks fine.
Okay. Fix
Looks
that.
like a stream of someone standing in a room
Okay.
slowly
I gotta
walking
figure out
out.
what I'm doing.
in a decrepit old building.
Yeah, I gotta get to the town hall. Where
I'm the
fuck that
government
is.
appointed narrator, so all the blind people can know what's going on.
Oh, come on.
What?
Dylan almost jumps out of a window as he runs down the stairs.
I joined a Garden Warfare 2 match.
Oh, and a hacker?
It's just about to start, and then I get transported back to the backyard battleground. Yeah, a hacker.
Oh, I gotta go this way. What's the weapon I have out? How's the audio too?
Over one again.
I don't know if I have audio off.
That's
Ah! Margaret Thatcher! I mean zombies. Ah!
Sounds fine.
Okay, good. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. This way. Whee! Do I turn on my flashlight?
I'm trying to figure out how to make a room in Blender. It's
I don't
not
remember how
actually
to
that
turn on
hard.
the flashlight.
Hit F on your keyboard.
I'm playing PlayStation.
I know. Try pushing in your right hamster. Or up on the D-pad. No.
Hold on.
Down
No,
on
I
the
don't want to.
D-pad.
Shit. I'm on the D-pad.
I'm making things up.
Oh,
wait, yeah, there you go. It swapped it to your flashlight. Hit left on the D-pad now.
that just
I
switched to
think
my.
it's a UV.
Oh, it is down on the D-pad. You were right.
See, I'm a genius.
See,
Everyone should just give all their money to me.
God.
Oh my god.
Give all my money.
Everyone should invest in my game company.
Remember, if I'm getting free hot pot, so I will shill your fucking game.
I'm working on it right now.
Better.
Pinball one.
I want that free hot pot.
Well, the free hot pot is for when I work on my Chibi Robo Space one. Because that's gonna need a lot more testing. If you test my
Right.
pinball game, I'll give you a single bottle of Coca-Cola.
I don't like Coca-Cola that much. That's not fair.
Okay, then I'll give you a single bottle of pure diabetes.
I already have diabetes. That's unfair.
Good.
I'm gonna slaughter. Where do I go? Oh my
You
god.
deserve it.
I deserve the diabetes? Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you diabetes. I'm gonna give you autism for Tylenol.
And now lose your toes.
I hope so. Wait. I'm gonna heal that little bit of fucking shit.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
think-
Chomper.
You're
I
welcome.
think I should find measurements for the type of building I'm looking for.
I got some cookies! Wow!
Because right now the room that I modeled in Blender is actually just the
Oh,
like
I'm stuck!
it's like a 1-to-1 measurement of my bedroom.
Oh.
So right now this in-game room where the
Dried
arcade
meat.
cabinets are, the pinball cabinets are the exact same size as my actual bedroom.
Did you know I got some dried meats? Oh. Oh, that seems deep.
I don't know if I want
This
the
is
game to
Old
take
Town?
place.
Okay.
I don't know if the
Cannons!
game should like take place in a little pinball arcade that you're opening, because I mean, I'm only gonna have like 3 machines in this game, especially at the start. Or if
Oh,
it should
here?
be like you're a collector collecting the pinball machines in your basement or something. What do you think?
Oh, I don't want to go in there. That's what I think.
Real great input. Okay.
Oh shit. I don't know. Sorry. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh Jesus fuck. Okay. What were you asking? I'm sorry.
If the game should take place in a pinball arcade or your basement. I'm a little bit hesitant about like a pinball arcade because
Basement.
because I'm only gonna have like 3 machines at the start. But the point of the game is you got like 3 broken pinball machines and you repair them by earning points by playing them, and you spend those points to like purchase like different parts of the pinball machine, slowly like bring it back up to snuff. So if it's gonna be the basement, I gotta make it a little bit wider and make stairs and make the Connor prison cell.
Oh,
Excuse me?
you heard him.
I'm gonna build a prison cell for you, Connor.
Bruh.
I'm going to actually perfectly 3D model you. And I'm gonna just shove you in like a jail cell behind the
Hi,
wall or
idiot.
something. So if someone like clips out of bounds or something,
Hi,
they're just gonna
idiot.
see you locked in the corner.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Why, you may ask? Because.
I hate you.
I hate you too.
That's why there's a basement.
Huh?
Who said
Me.
the Stockholm Syndrome ghost?
The Stockholm Syndrome ghost. Jesus Christ. Easiest way to get there. I'll be over there. Let's see if I can make this. Yahoo!
I am also recording this while I do this. I don't have audio on, but
You
I'm gonna make
recording?
a me 3D modeling.
Oh. Oh my god, my nutsack!
Very cool. Thank you, Dylan.
Hi, idiot.
I'm not recording audio or anything. It's just the video. I'm gonna record audio
Oh,
later.
okay.
I'm trying to make like a devlog. I'm trying to be like all the really cool kids that are like, today in this episode, I learned how to open Unity.
Oh, there's multiple.
Whatever they do, I don't actually know. The only devlogs that I've watched a lot of are people making their own insane game engines.
Wish I was cool enough to make my own game engine, but that's probably really hard.
I wish I was cool enough to make my own game engine. Like the most
I think
difficult
you're
part.
cool.
There's a couple different ways you can go about it. I mean, if you stick in the C# world, like I probably would, there's this thing called monogame, and monogame handles a couple of things for you. It's not really a game. I mean, it is a game engine, but it's more of like a framework for game engines. It handles like a game loop for you, and a couple other things, and it's got a lot of really great plugins. So you could build a kind of simple game engine through just monogame and those plugins.
Oh, wow.
Or add-ons or something. But the hardest part from my point of view, because I've never done something like it, for a game engine is handling video. Like displaying
Take Tartar.
Because you gotta handle like OpenGL or DirectX or Vulkan or whatever. And
the cool kids are using nowadays.
If you want to handle all of that based on what operating system someone is using or what
is a bra
like graphics card, you have to support all of that. Maybe not all of it, but OpenGL you don't necessarily need, but you probably would need to do both Vulkan and DirectX at some point.
You know that. Ah!
Another hard thing is physics. Physics is scary. How does gravity work? Why things go down but not up?
Oh, this is where I gotta go. You idiots can't get in here.
Handle my own game engine is
Oh, these zombies are fucking stupid.
Wow.
Idiot. Oh shit.
What the hell happened here?
I think you should maybe get out of there.
Uh-oh. I'm not ready. Pistol is not in my inventory because I have too much space. I probably not enough space. I should have probably got rid of some.
You're okay.
Yeah, and the gun's just fucking gone.
X
Whatever, I got some guns in my thing. Oh, it's been placed in the player stash.
Forward or something like that. I'm trying to remember how Blender orients things because I want to make it seem natural where the stairs are for this basement.
Scared.
I'm so scared, man.
Oh, I figured a goon.
Very interesting. What is the average basement size? 1,000 square feet. $700 square foot. Man, you mean I gotta do math here? I say that, but I'm making a game that relies heavily on physics math. Physics math, that's great wording. It relies heavily on physics, so I gotta do all sorts of funny little things. I mean, Unity handles a lot of it, but if I want to make it feel less floaty at certain points, I think I do have to adjust the gravity and all that on the ball, which shouldn't be that hard. It's actually just one thing.
I can actually go up here first. Hold on. What's up here? Can I not go up here? Oh, I can. Nothing useful, just a bunch of books.
Hey Dylan, you should totally get out of there. There's gonna be like a zombie in the ceiling or something and it's gonna fall on you.
I'll be fine.
Or there's gonna be a zombie that trips over something like an idiot.
Yeah, this guy. Clear out the patio of infected. We still alive? Gee, or I'm dead.
Man, I'm dead.
And I'm dead. Oh, whatever it is, it's in there, I think.
I was
But-
doing something. I should probably continue.
I want to see if I can smack him into that. Oh, it doesn't explode. Damn.
No. 700.
Molotov, give me. Ah, don't touch me.
5 foot. Currently have do I want it to be that big? My thought is, as you like play through the game, you can also unlock little cosmetics to decorate your room.
Nice. Crafting.
I just don't know how big I want the room to be. Shouldn't really be that big, but I think this would be
Excuse me.
good enough.
I'm gonna make some of.
Stop hiccuping, or else
No. Or what, bitch?
I'm gonna ban you.
I hope so.
I'm gonna get Twitch to ban you.
Hope so.
You're banned, buddy. My name's Dan. Works at Twitch.
My dad is friends with Dan Clancy.
My dad got invited on Thursday.
I wanted to. What the fuck is that? That's not a goon. What in the fucking hell is that?
What do you mean by not?
It's called the defect?
Me too.
Oh, it jumped. It's Hulk. It's literally the fucking Hulk. How do I deal with this thing? Does it run at me? Yeah, it's literally the fucking Hulk. Oh, don't touch me.
Can't touch this.
You know what, Connor?
What?
I think you should learn 3D modeling and make all my friends.
I think I would be terrible at it.
Ouch!
Hard. Just shake.
It exploded it! Oh, that barely did damage to it. Oh, wait, no. Ouch. But it's fucking burning him.
I just don't want to do it.
Oh, it does run at me. Ah!
Just kidding. I would like to do it, but I will pay you.
Oh, I'm the beast.
You're not
The contract. The contract is as follows, Ken. You sign up for first you learn 3D modeling, and you get really, really good at it, right?
Oh shit! How do I dodge that?
And then you sign a contract with me where you have to work for my company, not exclusively. You can do it part-time. You have to make all my
Getting
models.
too greedy.
And you get 20% of the company stock.
I got too greedy, but I won. Holy shit!
You would own 20% of it.
Wow.
Which means
Olivia, I'm at the
for
town
all
hall.
of eternity, or until I
killed
buy the
another chimera.
stocks off of you,
Chimera.
in a stock buy,
Oh, that was a
Yeah.
chimera.
you
It's
would get
going right into the hub.
20% of
What's
the
the situation
company's
now?
profit. Forever. Even
A
after
few
you stop
dead.
working for me.
Most of them the Baron's men.
What were they doing there?
But
No
the
idea.
stipulation is you have to get really good at 3D modeling.
Time to extract the GSP and get my blood sample.
Okay.
You want to inject it while it's fresh.
This contract is only good for
Are
the
you
next
sure you
5
still want to
minutes.
do this? We can always take it slow and see how fast you recover without it.
No, fuck
about
that.
that?
If this is what I need to do to take that bastard down, so be it.
He has stopped paying attention.
Who? Connor?
Yeah. Just go back to 3D modeling.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. You got more important things to do.
Oh my god!
How many meters is 8 feet? That would be
Hey, open up.
2.5
It's all
or
clear out
something like
here. Says the guy who just saved your collective asses.
Are you with
Almost.
the Baron?
I'm not with anyone.
What do you want?
I want you to open the damn door.
Let's just see who it is.
Jeez, not too trusting, are we?
Which is why we're still alive. Thank you, stranger. We appreciate the help, but I'm afraid all you did was delay the inevitable. We were attacked by a beast,
Right, Connor?
unlike anything we've ever encountered.
So
It
true.
destroyed all our defenses.
Zowie.
The UV lights don't work?
Not since the backup system went down.
Our sheriff set out to restore it, but that was quite a while ago.
Where'd he
I
go?
suppose I'll stop talking.
She was headed for the tower.
Well, if she's still alive, maybe I can help her. Stay here.
Ready. New beast points. So, fire cut. Fuck, I have drop kick unlocked. Beast skill, entering beast mode and beast. Already gotten heavy. I can grab boulders and throw them, and I can do a furious charge. Okay, I'm getting the fierce.
Olivia, do you copy? I made it to the town hall. A lot of people here.
You okay?
Yeah,
I didn't
I'm
think
good.
I would ever be
I'm gonna help
doing
get
this.
the power
I
back
am
on here.
researching.
Winning
I'm trying to
hearts and
make
minds.
my
That's exactly
basement
what you need
look
to do.
relatively
Was that
normal,
all?
or not like
I had to kill
super
monsters,
realistic,
too.
hyper realistic bloodshot red eyes or anything like that. I'm just trying to make it look normal. And I'm currently researching standard stair width and measurements. Did you know that there is a 36-inch minimum for stair width, apparently?
Thing.
It's 3 foot, that's 1 meter. That actually makes it really.
Oh shit!
I don't remember what the heck I was doing.
In what?
I don't know.
Dragon
In general?
Quest 3.
No.
It's been a while.
Oh yeah, Connor,
you
you
know
know
what would
Dragon
help?
Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake came out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
probably help if
I'll
I
most likely get it for
got measurements
Christmas.
in.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get it when I get more money on December.
I'm looking
Next
for the
month.
sheriff.
She's up top, but this biter broke the damn ladder.
I'll manage. You okay here?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
great. Here, you're going to need this a lot more than me.
What did I get? Gun ammo? Pistol ammo. You alive? No.
No, I'm not alive.
Not you. Fuck.
What the heck?
Where am I supposed to go? Oh, up here.
Now that I think about it, I think I should. I think I should play Dragon Quest 11 with mods next time.
There's
I think I
mods for
should,
Dragon
'cause
Quest
I know
11.
you two own the game, so I'll just.
Yeah.
either
I probably
buy it
wouldn't.
or just-
I'm not gonna play it with mods or anything, but I actually didn't know there were mods for it.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Oh,
For a first playthrough of a game, I don't recommend any mods. But once you actually complete the game, that's fine to use mods.
yeah. Unless it's a Bethesda game or like an open world RPG that's like Bethesda games, I don't care if you use mods for your first playthrough. But other than that, yeah, I'd recommend. I don't judge anyone for using mods on their first playthrough, but I just recommend not using mods for a certain game. Go
Yeah.
Whatever you want. We live in
hell.
the land of mods.
The land of
as-
the dying.
Oh my god, what did I do? What did I do to my camera? Okay.
Oh, that's what I had to do. I had to mess with your camera. Kidding. Ew, whose goon is up here? Touching the goon. Ew. Hunter, what the fuck? Kyle Crane has to deal with enough shit.
Next he's gonna do it.
Hands where I can see him.
Whoa, 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 hold it. I'm a good guy.
Prove it.
The name's Kyle. Your friend sent me. I'm here to
Red.
help.
And what if I don't believe you?
Well, you could shoot me, but then I wouldn't be able to help you.
Can't afford to waste the ammo.
Does that mean you want my help?
I could use a hand.
Right, I keep forgetting. You
I
can
need
only
to get
sing
the
the
backup
church in
system
Dragon
working.
Quest. Right.
You want me to climb down there
Yeah,
and reset
well.
the power?
I don't know
If you
why
do,
I'm staring
I'll
at this
cover
like
you.
an idiot.
Deal. Just promise not to shoot me.
I'm looking at this like I don't know what it says.
You promise not to
I know how to
fall
read
through.
numbers. I know what 10 inches
I
means.
don't know how to read.
Your sorry ass off the sidewalk.
I know what 10
Keep an
inches
eye out
is.
for virals down
Come on, lady. I am Kyle fucking Crane. I can do this. Oh, I'm supposed to use that.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna reset my computer real quick.
Okay.
7 3/4 inch. Really help if I got these in metric.
You bitch.
So the location
The location.
looks right.
Fuck your arm.
That kind of looks right.
Ah, who's hitting me? Fuck your arm too, buddy. Oh shit. She said she had my back, but she's not fucking shooting any of these damn things. These rain effects look interesting.
That I ever thought I would be looking up like stair
Gooning?
sizes. Gooning to stairs.
Oh.
So now I gotta figure out what this would mean. So now I gotta push it 10 inches back. That doesn't sound right.
I'll push you 10 back. Oh, who said that?
Am I really about to go outside to my front steps and measure them?
God.
That's kind of what I've been doing. I've been measuring different things around my room to kind of get a scale of what some of this would be, because I noticed that certain things are either smaller or bigger than I thought they would be. So I guess 10 inches would make sense. The issue is everything that I'm getting
Now
from
what?
Google is in inches,
must have
like
shredded the
imperial
cables.
system, but everything that I'm doing in Blender is in metric. So it's like a quarter of a meter. So I gotta push that back, which would be the Y by a quarter of a meter.
Oh, there's more zombies up here. Shit. They can climb? Excuse me?
Oh yes, yes I can.
I can't
No,
get
no.
down. Oh my fucking god.
They want to munch and crunch on your brains.
I think it would be -8.
Hey, get up there. Oh, I know.
This doesn't look correct.
This boy is not correct.
Is there supposed to be an overhang? Yeah, I guess there is.
Where the fuck am I supposed to go there? I think so. Oh my god, yeah, I am.
I'm about to read stairway codes.
Oh my god.
Plug it in over there.
Like building codes on
Okay, bossy.
Okay,
how stairs
bossy.
should be constructed.
That's it. You
I
did
don't know
it.
that I have to do
That
this,
should keep
but
away. Kyle, was it?
Yeah.
I'm Florence.
Now, you're not from around here, are you,
I don't think I have
Florence?
to do this.
I'm from Texas originally. My husband was an MP, stationed
Minimum
in Stuttgart when the
tread
shit hit
depth,
the fan.
10 inches.
Is that why they call you the sheriff?
That and the fact
So
that I
that's
kick
from
butt.
the
Come on.
edge
We better get back
of
to
the
my people.
previous stair? Well, I guess that's a minimum, not a maximum. So I could do whatever I want.
The town hall's secure. Thanks for the help.
However,
No
there is a
problem.
I'm
maximum
guessing
rise
this ain't
or
your first
height.
rodeo.
No, ma'am.
Good thing you heard our distress call. We were
Stairs
lucky.
are.
Not all of us.
I don't have to. It doesn't have to be this complicated. But I want to make it look.
Oh,
Shit.
Sorry, Sheriff. I let you down.
You didn't know such thing.
It's a fresh bite. We just need some answers in and we can...
Antizin. We
Let's
haven't
just
seen
say-
any of that in years.
But we have
I
UV.
guess I'll just start
Truth,
adventuring, I
And
guess.
hopes and prayers and positive vibes. Like any of that shit works. Sheriff, I just want you to know. It's been an honor.
Wait!
oh my god.
Yes.
Why the hell would he do that?
To keep us safe. I'm going to need some volunteers to prepare him for burial.
Should probably bring this to like
Holy shit.
be
Yeah, Kyle's been out of the loop. Anderson doesn't exist anymore.
We're losing too many good people, Sheriff. Death or exile can't
don't
be our
exist
only two
anymore.
options. There has to be another way.
I wish there was, Jacob. But there isn't.
I know you think you're protecting us, but
That's right. I'm protecting us. Once you're bitten, that's it.
No, that's not true. With proper treatment,
What treatment? From where? We're alone out here. Look, Kyle, I appreciate your help, but we have rules, and everyone here abides by them. If I was the one bitten, I would have done the same thing.
are you two finished? Because we don't have time for this shit. We're not safe here. Not with that monster up there.
Rangers, I want sentries posted. And extra guards on the generators. We're sitting ducks if those UV lights go out
Oh,
Sure, that's enough.
so
That
that's
thing
what.
is more dangerous than anything
okay.
we've seen before.
I understand
What do we do if it comes back?
comes back. What do you mean? I
Yeah.
already killed it.
So
You didn't kill the beast. You
So
killed
I was
a different
wondering
monster.
why
There's another
my
one?
party.
When I was up in the tower, I saw it take
was
off across the
just-
rooftops. If we're lucky, maybe it'll move on.
Luck isn't something we've been blessed with lately.
Just didn't
All
have
this
any.
talk isn't making us any
Barely had
safer.
any spells and whatnot.
Let's just do what needs to be done.
And come to find out, they're not the same
Come find
party
me later.
members
My
I
room's
had
upstairs.
previously.
I have something
I
I'd
swapped
like
them
to talk
out.
to you about.
I forgot why. So I just have 3 new party members.
Nice.
Fucking prick. Sure, just blow your head off.
Why
You're
do I
not going
have
to be
a,
the one doing the cleaning, right?
why do I have a warrior
Pulling this.
alongside me? Whatever.
Oh, that's broken. I can place that then. Maybe we'll replace it with the Skull Crusher. Actually, no, I'll just that there. What did I get?
Oh, I can.
That's something.
I can already know that that's.
Right,
Oh,
so bar.
It's only 3 foot.
Right.
That's like way too low.
Didn't collect.
Would have to either make the stairs taller or pull them back a little bit.
Is it a oh, it might have been a weapon actually. Oh, there we go. I can dismantle that.
Assholes
I
breathe
might
out of the
break
fucking
some
joints.
building codes
Spare.
I'll break
in a
you.
video game. I'm gonna break building codes in a video game.
I'll dismantle.
Someone call the Ooh, those are kind of tall, aren't they? Oh, you know what? I just realized that scale exists. So
Baileys.
this would be.
I mean,
Whoa, I did make that way too tall.
egoists.
No,
should take a rope
that'd be like a
or
foot and a
fence.
half
Put yourself in
between
the
Of course I did that. Oh my god.
shoes. He literally put me on his freaking brain.
I just have a martial artist, and her name is Hilda. Of course I
Olivia,
did that.
Someone at the
Oh
town
my
hall got
God.
bit and took his own life.
Of
Don't you have
course I
any
some
antas in
things,
here?
Hilda. Why am I not surprised?
Antizan's a relic from the past. It was just a suppressant. People were still turning. And it ran out years ago.
So, getting bit means it's over.
Coming back to this game after
UV
years
light
is
can
so
buy some time,
funny and weird.
but you never know when it'll
You're
happen.
funny and weird.
Maybe.
Aww.
I'm saying you're funny and weird.
Or weird. Shut your ass up. Boy,
Ding dong.
you're a ding dong.
Bruh, I forgot. I don't get the pre-order stuff because I didn't pre-order the game.
Anthony told me that I should get a Los Angeles Dodgers jersey before I go to Japan. Specifically one for the player Shohei Ohtani.
Thanks for coming.
He's like a national hero in Japan. He wore a Shohei Ohtani jersey over there, and he got compliments from like every third person on the street.
Nice.
Like random Japanese people
You
who
had
walk up
something
to
you
him and be
wanted to talk about?
like, "You know about Shohei Ohtani?"
That creature that attacked
Yeah,
us.
he's like,
It followed the Baron's men here.
One of the most
They were desperate for shelter, and
like
when
influential
we opened the
players
outer
right
door,
now in
the
the
monster
MLB.
followed them into
Fun
the
fact:
courtyard.
a lot of people are
It
actually
attacked
saying
them
that
viciously
Shohei
and
Ohtani
moved
is one
so
of the
quickly,
best
and
baseball,
we were lucky
or at least most
to get
talented
away.
baseball players
I
of all
still don't
time.
know why it didn't attack us, but I worry
Because
it might
he
return. And I was wondering if
he's not the best
would be
batter
willing to hunt it
in the
down.
MLB, and he's not the best
Maybe.
pitcher in the
But
MLB.
if I do,
However, he does both
I need you to do
very,
something
very
for
good,
me.
which is a very
And
rare
what
skill
might that
set.
be?
Usually,
I don't
people are
know
either
yet,
really good at batting
but
or
I'll
they're
let you
really
know
good
when
at
I do.
pitching.
The sheriff last
Or they
saw
can
it
do
running
both,
across
but
the rooftops.
there's usually one
You
thing
can
that
probably
they're
pick
best
up its
at.
trail there. Be careful though. Volatiles own the night. If they spot
And
you, your
Japan
only
was
chance is to
apparently
flee
going
and find shelter in a place with
wild
UV protection.
Saturday
to
after
hide
the World Series
until
because the
it's safe.
Dodgers won the MLB World Series.
Yeah.
And there's two like really good Japanese players like from Japan, not just like, oh, their parents moved here. No, they're like they were in like the Japanese baseball league before they got picked up by the MLB or drafted by someone in the MLB. So it's funny that two of the best Japanese baseball players are on the same team. Because basically everything in Japan, baseball wise, if they're not promoting like a local baseball team or something, it's just the Dodgers.
Oh,
It is nighttime. Oh,
It also kind of makes a lot of sense because Los Angeles. I mean, it would make more sense if there's like a Hawaii
it's the
MLB
repair
team.
bench.
Because there's a lot of Japanese people in Hawaii. But LA makes sense because it's like a common like tourist spot for Japanese people. So I mean, it makes sense that a lot of people would actually settle there or go there. I mean, it's easier to get to LA from Japan than New York. I'll tell you that much from experience.
Fuck. Oh, here we
I'll
go.
be back.
Quite an array.
It's a 7-hour
Rangers did the
flight
heavy
from
lifting.
LA. It's double
Everything
that
you
from New
see here
York.
was brought in on their backs. I'm just here to make sure it gets where it
Florida.
needs to go. Now then, I am Doug. Are you ready to do some business?
Yes, Doug, I'm ready.
Somebody fucking.
Oh, I'll do some business, Doug. I'll take a dookie right on your desk. I'll spank you.
What the fuck? Who is? Oh. What the fuck is this? Avalanche? What's a mod? I'm in Shaft mod. Oh, that's a blueprint. I could buy some. I'd buy that.
By you.
Alcohol. What else am I looking for? Thanks.
Using the I'm having trouble using this ruler tool in Blender.
Count them? No, man.
Because it's really easy to make it point the wrong direction. I mean, I guess it would be easier if I go into
Workbench over here? Yes, it is.
this view, I guess.
This. Well, blueprint.
No, because that still bends. I don't want you to bend.
Well, bend you. Ah!
What do you mean by that?
You know, a lot by that.
I am going to ignore you.
No, you are fucking not.
5 meters? How are you getting 5 meters out of that? It's because you're going floor to ceiling. What in the world?
Oh,
Okay, I'm back.
you're not.
Well, I guess I could just do...
Dang, you're right.
Do I really have to do this at fucking night? Oh. Why did I just got a trophy called Sunday Morning
Oh my
Run.
god.
Friends like these, I'd have been charged into the darkness of night.
Edgy much, aren't you, lady? Holy shit.
You know what else is edgy? An edge.
Mark was an all
Shut the
right
fuck
fella.
up.
Such a shame.
Chat, can we ban Hunter?
No.
Making jokes like that should be illegal. This is the
Make
big 2025
myself
Hunter.
illegal.
This is the big 2025 Hunter. You're supposed to be making only edgy and racist jokes.
That
According
wasn't
to
an
Twitter.
edgy.
Shut the
literally
fuck
an edgy
up.
joke.
I hate you. I actually
What
fucking
now?
hate you. So sick of your shit.
What? Huh?
I
just
so
made the
sick of
same
you.
joke twice in a row. Just because.
Oh my
Just because. Dylan was like, something edgy. And then I was like,
Sure tore through here.
you know what else is edgy? It's like, what? Edges. And then he was like going on.
Oh no,
This is
volatile.
2025. You can only make like edgy and racist jokes. And it's like, well, it was an edgy joke. It was a joke about edges.
Oh my god.
See, it's circular. I said edges are edgy, and thus it's an edgy joke. because
Fresh.
the joke
It
was
ran
about
this
edges,
way.
which are edgy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. How do I make a ruler continuously? Shift while dragging to measure surface thickness. I would like to measure some surface thickness.
I'm so scared.
5
Where to go
meters.
from here?
What is that? 15 foot? Did I make this 15 foot? Am I
Oh.
just... This is 5 meters tall.
How am I? Oh.
Looks like I'm back on track.
Is that not 15 foot? That's crazy. Hold on. Did I completely mess up my
If a
scale here?
volatile spots you, don't try to stand and fight.
Oh my goodness. I completely messed up my scale here. My room is 14
Even if they don't
meters
see you directly, they might see
by
your flashlight. So be careful where you shine it.
7,
I
14
know.
meters.
Believe
That's, what is that, 45 foot? I'm in a 45 foot by like 21 foot room. That's
21.
quite a bit larger than I wanted. I wanted to do like a, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's not crazy.
You're crazy.
But 15 foot tall ceilings is pretty crazy. Is that crazy? Yeah, because I don't know, man. I don't know how ceilings work. Don't ask me. I'm not an engineer for a reason.
You're a femboy.
My ceiling's only 8 foot tall.
Huh?
So I'm going to assume that 15 foot tall ceilings is not normal.
He's a programmer, so he's a femboy.
According to Miles, I was a
came this
femboy in
way.
high school.
Oh yeah. I
Used
don't
to
like
me as of
this.
2 weeks ago.
I never once thought of that, I'm gonna be honest.
Apparently other people have.
No.
Wait, really? I thought that was just Miles. Oh, gosh.
No, Shania and Dylan both said yes.
Really?
Wait, what did I say yes to?
That I was a femboy in high school.
Oh, I was just joking.
Shania and Miles weren't.
And they were right. This game is scarier.
They're scary. I have a 0 meter long ruler that I can't get rid of. Oh, I deleted something. What did I delete?
Oh, fuck me. Get off me, asshole!
Rid of this ruler. It has no sides, so therefore I can grab it.
Get off me! Oh my god. Dude.
So true.
Ad break.
That'll just be there.
Starts in 5 minutes. More like my butt. What the hell?
Kyle, did you hear that?
Yep, I see some smoke. I'll check it out.
I don't want to check that out. I don't want to check that out.
So confused. Something is wrong.
What? Yeah, something is wrong.
My blender is saying that this is 15 foot tall. Or 3 meters. But this is saying otherwise. Oh no. 3 meters would not be 15 foot. I'm thinking of something else. It was saying that it was a 5 meter long wall. And that's 15 foot.
Saying anything.
But Blender's now saying the scale of this. I think I have my scale completely messed up somewhere. I do not. I have zero clue what I'm doing.
Good.
I am so out of my depth here.
Fucking
I have no clue what's going on.
Did I really? Oh my god, and there's a volatile.
I would normally not care about this, but if the scale is correct and I'm whatever, like 15 foot tall ceilings, as soon as I export this to Unity, it's gonna be massive. You know what? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'll worry about the size later.
Uh-oh.
That's always a good idea, right? Pushing your problems to a later date.
I'm so doomed. I'm so doomed. I can't jump anywhere correctly.
Turn off snap.
Come on! Get the fuck up, Kyle.
Wake up, samurai. We're getting it.
Why do I keep going the fuck down? Stop!
Stop, drop, and roll. Or something like that, I don't know.
Let me! Piece of shit. Oh my god, fuck off, all of you zondos.
What does zombies sound like, right?
Hey, loot! Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Broken? No. Itchy. Oh my god. Go this way, come on.
I really gotta go.
No dwark out. Uh-oh. Dwark out.
You're too dark now.
Hey, you can't say
Excuse me, Connor?
It's dark outside.
I think Connor realizes what he tried. Will not allow racism on chat or on my fucking. My name is not Shirley Temple. Connor's trying to get. You know what I said. Don't fucking deny it, racist.
Bruh.
You shut up, Hunter. Oh, bye, zombie. Hi, idiot. Yes. I'm just trying not to get into like volatile territory, but it was on a bridge. I'm scared. It's
How long have I been recording for? I've been messing with stairs and like rooms and stuff for 44 minutes. I've not really been paying attention either.
Was the explosion down here? Oh, goodness. Oh, ouch!
Fuck, what a massacre. Oh shit, they're still warm.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Oh my goodness. This isn't a crazy scale. I mean,
ooh, Portal SMG? What the fuck happened here?
Definitely too tall. I think I just made things too tall. I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't know. I think I might have to just restart on this
Can't
model.
do anything.
I mean, it looks okay, but then I go down to about how tall a person should be, and then I look up, and the ceilings are like way too high.
Oh, that's what I gotta do.
Not only that, but I walk over to where the stairs are, and this
Where
should
are
be
you?
pulled way back. And the stairs just look so tall. Oh well.
There's a volatile.
I should also set the center to this. Not center.
There's a volatile right there too. Oh my.
I'm volatile.
You are something. You know what? Fuck it! Run!
Mommy's volatile.
I know that. Oh my god! Run! Run! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! I heard volatiles were worse in this game. Oh my god! 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 Reach it! Thank you. Can't get me, stupid. Actually, he probably can. Oh, my chase meter's going up. That's not good. Oh, it's just gotten worse for me. It is worse now.
Oof. I
can make it.
Making a room is a little bit harder than I want to admit, because now I have to add colliders for the floor.
Shit, fuck.
I guess let's use this person. They're 2 meters.
What do I do? I can't fucking jump correctly. Oh my god.
So it's like 5 meters tall. Yeah,
jump!
It's like 15-foot tall ceilings. I did something way wrong.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm dead.
Did you guys know that 3D modeling is scary?
Yes. What am I supposed to fucking do there?
Did you know that 3D modeling requires you to figure out a scale, and somehow I messed that up? I set a scale, and somehow it's all messed up.
You're messed up.
Ooh.
One wall. Okay, so one unit in Blender is a meter, which is about 3 foot. A little bit more, but that doesn't matter. One wall, which I made to be about 8 foot tall, claims that it's only 3 foot tall. But then the other wall, which is the same height, claims that it's 3.5 meters tall, which would be about, about 10 foot tall, maybe.
Oh,
10.5
I
foot
think I'm
tall.
gonna end here
Maybe
for
11.
now, honestly.
But then Blender's claiming that the entire thing is 15 foot tall. So how can I have 3 different measurements?
I'm gonna save and quit real quick. And then we're gonna go raid someone. Oh my god.
But I know that Blender's ruler is correct, not the other measurements, because I just measured in Unity and it's 15 foot tall. I don't know how I did that. I probably applied something wrong. I'm not gonna make a basement. I should just make a basement, because the basement angle makes more sense. Because then I don't have to be like, oh, it's a whole pinball arcade, and you just so happen to have only 3 pinball machines. But
Shit's
the
gonna double our
basement
voice.
makes me have to make stairs, and stairs are scary.
Scary.
I am scary.
Alright, I gotta wait for this ad to be over, then I can raid who I wanted to raid.
I can't believe my coworker's a gooner. Were you here for that?
I don't care about the ring stop ad!
I don't think Connor was.
What's wrong?
I don't think Connor was here for the thing that Anthony sent me.
Oh no, he wasn't. Slash raid. Let's raid Christona.
Wait a minute.
Okay, hold on. There's one more ad, I think. Then we'll raid Christona. Lunchables! PB&J Lunchables, I know that. Alrighty, thank you everyone for stopping by and hanging out. I'm gonna go raid my friend Christona. They are playing Days Gone right now. Make sure to give them the support stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh wait, I forgot to press raid to let it actually start it. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Good job, Dylan.
Alrighty.
So Anthony sent me a text, and it was just like a picture. He said, I was doom scrolling on Instagram, and look at this. He sent me a picture, and it was just like of a blonde woman